Hi Statesman Nation, Wade Steinlugge, Assistant Athletic Director for Communications, coming to you from beautiful Des Moines, Iowa. We're in the Varied Industries building here at the Iowa State Fair. Nothing compares to the Iowa State Fair, as Coach Bentley just found out as he's walking in, realizing this is big time, Coach.
Yeah.
Getting interviewed at the State Fair. So, had an opportunity. We're talking to our new coaches. We'll be talking to Luke Christiansen later, but I wanted to introduce everyone again to our new coaches of our new sports, men's volleyball and men's and women's lacrosse. So first off, Coach Bentley, we're going to talk to you a little bit about men's volleyball and just catch up with and find out what's been going on the last few months. So first off, just remind everybody kind of your background and everything.
Sure. So prior to this, I was at Clark University for the last 2 years as the assistant men's coach. And then prior to that, I was a graduate assistant at Central Methodist University in Fayette, Missouri. So the last two schools have been Hart schools,
right.
So very familiar with the Hart. And then before that, I was teaching high school and coaching high school volleyball in southern Arizona. And then even before then, I went to college at Manchester College in Northeast Indiana, and I was a student assistant there for the women's team. So I grew up playing in Chicago. So been involved with the game for a while. But yeah, very familiar with Iowa and the Hart, and so it's been a good run so far.
Yeah, been here a few months, so kind of give everybody a little bit of idea what you've been up to the last 4 months. I know you're not just sitting in your office because I never see you anymore, so obviously you must be doing something out there.
Yeah, a lot of it's been recruiting.
Right.
Getting out a lot, and it's a lot of July was recruiting, then a little bit of June as well. The big thing for us is just trying to get out and see as many young men in the class of 2019 as possible. So I've been on the road a lot. And just trying to identify those guys and build those relationships. And then I had a couple camps that I worked in July as well. But yeah, more than anything, it's been me on the road and getting out as much as possible.
Right. Where has the recruiting trail been taking you? I know you went out west a little bit and you kind of got back into your old haunts of Chicago and stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Been to Chicago a couple times, in early June. Actually, to start from the beginning, I was out in Spokane, Washington in May at a tournament out there, and that was a really good experience. There's lots of really good boys volleyball out there. It's kind of up and coming. It's really growing. So that was a great trip. And then, like I said, Chicago a couple times, and then had the opportunity to go to Arizona. Our junior club nationals is in Arizona, so I was out there for a week. And then was in Michigan for a little bit as well, and then spent a week in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the USA Junior Championships. So a little bit all over,
right.
But yeah, I've been able to see a lot of great guys and great players, and it's been a good summer so far.
Definitely. Favorite trip so far that you've made, or maybe most favorite trip and or most productive trip?
Sure. Going to nationals is awesome. So there's 565 teams from all over the country. Just an awesome experience to be able to see everyone in the sport of boys volleyball, and kind of get to see it growing. It was in early July, so it's about 112 degrees in Phoenix. So that part wasn't as enjoyable.
Not so good.
But yeah, that was a great trip, and great to see, like I said, everyone there and representing our great sport. Tulsa was great as well. It's under the USAV umbrella. And so we got to experience a pretty high-level volleyball. I'd never been to Tulsa before, so that was an awesome trip too. So yeah, both those are really good, really productive, and just the amount of athletes that I was able to see was pretty awesome.
Right, definitely. I guess we'll talk about a little bit more about recruiting and kind of go back and talk about men's volleyball, because it is a newer sport to, obviously to William Penn, but overall it's still a sport that's very much growing, as you said, but we can talk about that in a second. On your recruiting trips, what have you been looking for in potential student athlete that you want at William Penn? I mean, you talk about, I guess, first off, talk about your core beliefs. I love your one word that you're gonna say, and then talk about how you want them to fit into that your core.
So our big tag word or hashtag that we use is wake. And really quickly to explain that, there's the wake that a boat leaves when it goes to the water. And we take that and we just translate it to how we feel about our relationships in life. And so we want to leave positive wakes.
Right.
And so, there's different varied types of wakes. And so we say positive wakes for our team. We're looking for guys that are going to do that. a lot of that's based on relationships. And so really, really big onto young men, how they treat people, and we want them to be good members of William Penn and good members of our community. So that's the first thing that is really important to us. But we're on the recruiting trail and we're looking at guys. It's really important that they can compete in our gym and be competitive. Haven't been in the Heart for a couple years now. I have an idea what that looks like. So that's important. But more than anything, back to the wake thing, but also back to kind of their work ethic. And we want, when I look at guys that play, I want guys that are going to work really hard, be the hardest worker on their team. People that are just going to come in and do everything they can for the team and make us successful. But like I said, it always goes back to that wake thing and the relationships that we build. That's really important for us. But it really is just going out and finding those guys and building relationships with them, and hopefully, they want to come to William Penn, and we want them just as much as they want to come to us, and that's a lot of it.
Definitely. This is more talking on the X's and O's side of things, but if you can allude to what type of system you're going to run and what volleyball at William Penn is going to look like in, I guess we're talking about 18 months roughly, can you kind of give fans a little bit of an idea? I mean, obviously you don't even know because you don't know the type of athletes you have.
Right.
In a perfect world, you get the athletes you want. What are you running?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's perfect. Because you don't know what you're going to get, and you're always going to change to what the guys you have on your team. So in an ideal world, we're going to if you're going to walk into the gym in the pack and see what our team looks like, it's probably going to be a really fast-paced offense. So we're going to run a fast ball to the pins and a lot of different sets on offense, a lot of dynamic stuff. We want to be as deceiving as possible to the other team. So hopefully lots of fun, different plays, different guys hitting our different areas will be a lot of it. And just being aggressive. We want guys that are going to go after it and pretty much take the risk and try to, we like that risk reward thing. And men's volleyball is very much like at the high level. Guys are going to, you're going to unfortunately see some missed serves, see some balls out of bounds, but you're going to see some good aces and some good kills. So that's part of the game. And then defensively, like I said earlier, we want guys who are going to get after it. We want guys who are going to hopefully see some one-hand digs and some guys laying out for the ball. And that's going to be a lot of our focus. I think our practices are going to be high intensity. We're going to come in and get a lot of work done in a short amount of time. So that's a big part of it. Hopefully you see guys that are going to put everything they can on the court, and you'll see some fun volleyball, hopefully with a win too.
Yeah, definitely. We said all you have to do is win one, and you're going to automatically be the winningest coach in school history.
Absolutely.
So there you go. Tell us the main difference between women's volleyball versus what we're going to see in a year and a half for men's volleyball.
Yeah. The easy answer is there's not a lot of difference because volleyball is still volleyball. The rules don't change. The net changes, the ball changes. But the big difference you're going to see, besides the size, is just the power. So it's going to be more offensive. The guys are going to hit harder. There's going to be probably less rallying going on. But with a bigger emphasis on blocking and serving. So lots more aces probably, and then as well, probably a bigger block presence. Lots of guys are reaching really high over the net, and so that makes a really big difference. And so more offensive that way. Like I said, less rallying probably is the big one for a spectator that'll notice the difference. But more than anything, you're going to still see great plays. You're going to see blocks and hits and everything that you normally see. But that's the big difference probably.
Definitely. Going back to my whole thought of talking about men's volleyball and how it has grown nationally, especially in the Midwest. I mean, again, it's not a sport that Iowa sponsors per se, so you're not going to see a lot of kids that are going to come into the booth today and say, hey, you know what, I play at Johnston, or I'm from Cedar Falls and I want to play. You're not going to get a lot of that, but it is growing. So talk about kind of where the state of men's volleyball is right now, and it's a really exciting time for us to start men's volleyball.
Yeah, so in the last 10 years, to give an idea, the high school and club level has more than doubled. The college level, even more than that. So you can just tell that the interest is there, the participation is there, and every year it's getting more and more momentum. So more high school is adding. Colorado is adding high school boys volleyball as a sponsored sport this year, and like I said, 565 teams at the club level for nationals. So it just continues to grow, and so for William Penn, we made a great decision to start at the right time. It's growing at the college level. Our conference is growing with it, so we're getting in at a great time. hopefully it grows more around us, you know, and we see it more at the youth level. But yeah, I mean, it's a booming sport. I think the big thing is guys like the ability to jump up and hit the ball hard, you know, and so it's got some appeal to it that way. And then obviously maybe parents like it because there's not a contact part of it.
That's what I was just going to say, yeah.
You know, so that's really nice as well. But yeah, I mean, really, without giving you the exact numbers because I don't have them, it's doubled, tripled, you know. When I played in high school in the middle 2000s, compared to what it is now, you know, it's not even close. So it's super exciting, and the fact that what we're getting in now at William Penn is just even more exciting, and it couldn't be a better time for us, you know.
Right, definitely. All right, last but not least, consider my old 37-year-old body that I'm ready to go to college, and I would, you know, want to play men's volleyball. Tell me your recruiting pitch. How are you going to sell me to come to William Penn?
Yeah.
What are you telling me?
Right. So, you know, to keep it simple in a couple big points, first is that we're going to talk about our core values and talk about what we're about. You know, we want those guys to want to come play for us. You know, if you're not going to buy into our system, you're not going to buy into our philosophy and you know, what we have going, and then that's going to be tough. So that's the first sell is that, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're about. You know, do you want to come? You know, and then besides that, it's the opportunity to play volleyball at a high level in a great conference, and be able to play right away possibly. You know, and so that opportunity is, you know, you're obviously competing for a spot still, but you're competing with guys probably your same age, you know, for the most part, which is a unique opportunity. And then thirdly, you know, you're going to get a great education at William Penn and be a part of a great family in Statesman Nation, and have all those great opportunities that all our student athletes can experience. And so with the three of those, you know, as a combination, we think it's a pretty good pitch, and we think we'll find lots of, you know, young men that'll want to come, and you know, it's just getting out there, like I said, and making that pitch. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. You know, we want guys that are going to want to be a part of the program, and I think we have a great thing going. You just have to get people to understand and realize it. You know?
Right, definitely. Well, best of luck as you're moving on the recruiting trail.
Thanks.
I know you. It's a little boring right now for you from time to time, but we're going to keep you busy this fall. He said he's going to jump on and do some play-by-play for us as we're going through football and soccer, et cetera. And I know you'll be excited to watch women's volleyball, help Coach Cleaver out a little bit, and, and give her some outside perspective on what she's seeing. So, but best of luck as we're moving forward. Really excited to start men's volleyball next year, and you know, bring in some great statesmen.
Yeah, thanks.
Right,
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yep.